The Dakota. It looms over Central Park West, a fortress of stone and iron. Not just a building, a presence. Its German Renaissance style, all gables and dormers, feels out of time. When it was built in the 1880s, this was the edge of the city. So remote, they joked it belonged in the Dakota Territory. Now, it's prime real estate, a dark silhouette guarding the park. The contrast is striking. Central Park's green expanse on one side, this imposing monolith on the other. The Dakota is soaked in history, its stories clinging like ivy. It's not a shiny skyscraper, it's got character, soul, and, some say, more than that. Its high roofs and deep-set windows give it an air of mystery. You wonder what secrets lie behind those walls. It stands as a silent witness to over a century of life, love, and loss. Walk past and you might feel a shiver. Not from the wind, but from the building itself. The ironwork is intricate, the stone weathered by time. The Dakota makes you think about the past and how close it still feels. It isn't just a landmark, it's a living, breathing piece of history. A place of shadows and secrets, even in daylight. The Dakota watches and remembers. And if you look long enough, you might feel it watching you back. Edward Clark built the Dakota as a symbol of luxury, but died before it was finished. From the start, it drew artists and legends. Lauren Bacall, Leonard Bernstein, Judy Garland, Boris Karloff. The most infamous event, John Lennon's murder at its entrance in 1980. The Dakota became a landmark of both grandeur and heartbreak. Its story is still being written. The Dakota is not just a home, it's a legend. The Dakota's ghost stories began long before Lennon's death. The most persistent, the crying lady, a sorrowful apparition wandering the halls, her sobs echoing at night. No one knows who she is, her grief is timeless, her presence chilling. Then there's the little girl in yellow, seen on the lower floors, smiling and waving before vanishing. A construction worker once greeted her thinking she was real, until she disappeared. There's also the mischievous boy in a sailor suit, blamed for flickering lights and moving objects. One resident found an antique toy soldier on her mantel, a gift she believed from the boy. These aren't isolated tales, they're consistent, passed down by generations of residents and staff. The same figures, the same behaviors reported over decades. It's easy to dismiss one story, harder to ignore dozens. The Dakota is a place where the past lingers, walking the halls. Its ghosts are woven into the fabric of the building. Here, history isn't gone, it's just out of sight, and sometimes it says hello. The Dakota's most famous ghost is John Lennon. His connection to the building was deep, and his death there left a mark. Yoko Ono claimed to see him at his white piano, telling her, "Don't be afraid, I am still with you." Others have seen him too, inside the apartment and near the arched entrance where he died. Lennon's figure, silent and watchful, is often spotted in the shadows. A psychic described overwhelming sadness and confusion lingering at the site. These stories come from regular people, not just psychics or family. Musician Joey Harrow swore he saw Lennon walk into the building years after his death. The experience haunted him for life. Lennon sang about imagining no heaven, yet his spirit seems tied to this place. The Dakota was his sanctuary, the last place he felt at peace. Perhaps that's why he lingers, or perhaps the trauma left an indelible mark. Whatever the reason, Lennon's ghost is the Dakota's most legendary resident. His presence is both a comfort and a reminder of tragedy. In the Dakota, some stories never end. The staff and residents know the Dakota's secrets best. Doormen and maintenance workers speak of footsteps in empty halls, tools moved by unseen hands. One maintenance man learned to live with it, telling the spirits, "All right, knock it off, I've got work to do." Singer Roberta Flack described the building's strange energy, cold spots, the feeling of being watched. She called it a spiritual place, charged with the energy of its creative residents. Renovations sometimes stir up trouble. One couple tore down a wall only to face flying objects and whispered voices. A medium told them they'd angered Edward Clark's spirit. Rebuilding the wall calmed things down. These stories paint the Dakota as more than just apartments. It's a community of the living and perhaps the dead. The spirits aren't malevolent, they're part of the building's character. The crying lady, the little girl, even Clark himself, they're all part of the Dakota's identity. For residents, these quirks are just part of life in a legendary home. Living here means sharing space with over a century of history. And sometimes that history is closer than you think. The Dakota's stories are as real as its stone walls. Its past is always present, and its mysteries endure. Is the Dakota truly haunted, or just steeped in history and legend? Its heavy atmosphere, tragedies and stories feed the imagination, but the repeated, detailed sightings by credible witnesses are hard to ignore. Maybe some places, through intense emotion, hold echoes of the past. The Dakota's hauntings add to its mystique, making it more than just architecture. It's a landmark of art, history, and the unexplained. The building's soul is shaped by those who pass through its halls, stand across the street at sunset, watch the lights flicker on and wonder, would you go inside? The Dakota invites speculation, a silent challenge to our understanding. It's a place of stories, and it leaves you with one question: do you believe? The Dakota waits, as it always has, for your answer.